Hey, Shalom Israel. This officer 5,000 Taza. We going in today regarding this past election, you understand? And just how much it's evil to participate in the election and the spirit of this country to make you hate yourself if you do not give yourself over to the Democratic policies, the Republican policies, the Republic. Just like how this nation has spread Christianity with the sword throughout the earth. Just like how we were made to bow down and worship another God, it continues to this day. Nothing has changed. You understand? That's why we teach in the Isupk that voting is against God. You understand? It's no coincidence that the people that they hate the most in this country, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, those are the same people that were blamed for why this election did not turn out the way said party wanted it to turn out. Right? It's like no matter what you do, you are always the punching bag. No matter what you do, voting or not voting. If you a black man, specifically black, Hispanic, and Native Indian men, because that's who they targeting right now in the news. They saying, and on social media, definitely, they saying that because black men did not vote, somehow they lost that election. I'm pretty sure we could pull up some numbers and debunk all that. You understand? And that's why it's ridiculous. How 16% of the population can sway the vote anyway. And not to mention the population of eligible black men that would vote. That's even less than 16%. Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian men. So how are we the ones to blame? Is because this democratic process, the spirit behind brothers was they're not either they were voting for Trump or they weren't voting at all. And you understand the scriptures speak about that mark in their forehead. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get that real quick. Let me get let's find that Revelations 13 and 16 real quick. That's what it's talking about when it talks about having that mark in your forehead. You have to, in order to be part of this society, you have to be fully bought in to the ideology and the beliefs of this society. And the reason why they condemned black men this past election is because black men were starting to get a little wokeness about themselves. I'm proud of brothers, man. I'm proud of brothers. They started to get a little wokeness and said, nah, y'all not finna keep conning us like you've been conning us. You know? And you got people out there mad, but why are you mad? For the longest time, you've been disenfranchising Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian men. How much longer do you think you were going to be able to get away with setting up laws and systems that's been against black men, especially in the Democratic Party? You forget the 3-strike rule was by Clinton, which Joe Biden endorsed. Kamala Harris was a running mate of Joe Biden, his vice president. And Kamala Harris has a track record of falsely getting black men falsely locked in prison in California. Right. How can you deny these things? How can you expect Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian men to overlook the realities that they face? We grew up without fathers and uncles and cousins because of the 3-strike rule. We lost family members to prison time over the illegalization of marijuana, the war on drugs. This is our reality. So how can you then turn around and ask us to vote for you when what have the hell you done for black men, Hispanic and Native Indian men? Nothing. You've done nothing. And the curtain's up. Brothers is coming out of that slumber, man. And of course, the black woman, she is mad like a dragon. You understand? Because that's part of the curses too. These black women, they mad like a fierce, raging dragon breathing fire. And they want to blame, they're not going to blame middle America, the heterosexual white male who came out in droves to reclaim his country. They showed up to them booths and they made their voices heard because they was tired of the way things was going in this country. They were tired of women having the right to go into the 8th month of their pregnancy and murder their children. Right. They're tired of the court systems favoring the mother over the father regarding father's rights. They're tired of all this transgender, homosexual agenda being pushed on their children in the schools. A lot of these evangelical whites, the traditional Christian white supremacist superiority mindset spoke. And they believe strongly in that, in their false idea of the Bible. They believe that they were destined to be in the position that they are in. And they believe that they have to fight against the evils of the democratic leftist liberal. And that's what happened. This ain't a fight that involves Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian men. We are simply the victims of whatever outcome. We don't have a say. We can't sway anything left or right. When have we able to have our voices heard? If that was the case, brothers wouldn't be locked up now. Right. Brothers wouldn't be on child support now. If a black man had some political say in this country, the rules governing our households would be a lot different if we had some say. That monster of a black woman wouldn't be able to run around and ruin the entire community with her nonsense and her foolishness that you've been allowed to get away with for the longest time. Now sisters are mad. They feel like they've lost. Look, what rights have they lost? The abortion was banned on the federal level, and they leave it up to the states. So with Trump in office, what rights do you feel like you lost? You didn't lose. He just won, so he didn't pass no laws. What rights did you lose that you already didn't have under Biden or already didn't have under Biden? You lost nothing. It's all propaganda. It's all what they told you or wanted you to believe. Look up Roe versus Wade, the state of Roe versus Wade in America today. And read that scripture when you got it.
Good. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 16. And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Verse 17.
Right, hold on, wait right there. Read that again and read aloud.
And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads.
Right. So this scripture is breaking down the influence of these devils. Whether you rich, poor, whether you got status or don't have status. If you want to survive in America, you have to receive that mark in your hand, meaning you willing to execute the evil of this country. What is that? That's your police force. That's your army. When you pick up that rifle and you get on that plane and you fly over to the Middle East and you murder them Arabs in the name of the United States government, you got that mark in your right hand. That's what that means. It ain't talking about a chip. It ain't talking about nothing spooky. It's speaking about reality. We're talking about what's going on right now. When you walk your behind down to that voting booth and you take your hands and you select Donald Trump or Kamala Harris as your next president, you have that mark in your hand. What is the mark in the forehead? That mark in the forehead is you are of the same mind as these oppressors. Yeah, you believe that your vote counts. You believe that you have a stake in America if you follow the so-called American dream. When black people don't even realize that is to our detriment, man, we're going to get into that too. That whole idea that we are somehow part of this place is what kills us, because if we have hope in something, we're going to cling on to it. And what we're seeing is Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian people still clinging on to this idea that we could somehow infect some change to make life better for us in America. It's absolutely ridiculous. I can't think of anything that you can gain in this world without sacrifice, without going through something hard, without some type of warfare. There's nothing you can get. If you want to bring life into the world, they got to pass through the womb, and it's excruciating pain. When you want to be a star football athlete, a track athlete, a basketball player, whatever, you got to sacrifice, man. You got to sacrifice your body, your joints, your brain in a lot of cases to be great, as they say, to get that check. When them soldiers go out there and they die for this country in the disguise of patriotism, they sacrificing something. They sacrificing for what they believe to be for the freedoms of America. There's nothing gained without sacrifice. So it's silly to believe. It's silly to believe that with our status in America at the bottom of society, that we could somehow gain a higher position in this society by having to do nothing, by voting, by convincing these oppressors to free us. We didn't even fight for our freedom. We fought on their behalf in exchange for what they deemed as freedom. That's not freedom. That's they get to dictate the terms in which we free. And they laid it out. You free up until we catch you doing something that you ain't supposed to do, which we set up for you to do anyway. Then we gonna put you right back in chains. You free up until that point. You free up until you decide that you want to get political and stand for your rights and not exercise your vote. You free up until that point. I thought we had a right. Right? If we got a right to vote, then we got a right to not vote, right? So how is it we are getting condemned for exercising our rights in America? Because you really don't have that right. Obama said it perfectly. He said, it's unacceptable. That's what he said. He said, I don't like how you niggas is rocking right now. That's what he said.
Right. So
go ahead.
It's kind of funny how we targeted, but like we the only ones targeted. Like we the only ones that got to be forced to vote so bad. Like what about the Indians? What about the you know what I mean? What about these other nations, man, that are not putting their pitch a vote in? You know what I mean?
We the easy target.
All right.
It's like, how dare you? All we've done for you in this country,
Right.
Which is absolutely nothing. They've done nothing but give us their ass to kiss. So it's ridiculous. It just proves that we can't be part of this society. We are always to blame. And what's so crazy is the sister, she made a comment saying, I like Isaiah Maxwell. You got to explain that comment, sis. We don't know Isaiah Maxwell. Yeah, it's ridiculous, man. Continue reading on. I think there's some more on that.
Come. Verse 17. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast, or
right,
the number of his name.
Right. So you can't buy or sell. What is that? U.S. sanctions. Right? Russia is vehemently against the idea of the Western democracy. And what do they do to Russia? They put sanctions on Russia to where we don't get any imports from Russia anymore. What happened to all you AK gurus out there? You can't get the you can't buy any AKs from Russia no more. Over there in Cuba, you can't get a Cuban cigar. You can't get any goods from Cuba. So if you don't accept this mark, which is representative of American philosophy, you can't get a job. If you go to the job as an Israelite and your full out culture, they're gonna be like, nah, we going with somebody else.
Right.
They're not gonna say why they're not hiring you. Of course, they don't have to say why they're not hiring you no more. But we all know they looking at you like, oh, this nigga here, he think he finna get a job, huh? We got enough DEI hires. Why do we need you? Are you willing to grovel? Will you beg some? Yeah, if you don't accept that, you can't go in there like a masculine black man present yourself as, like it's a partner, the business deal. You can't go on there like, I think it's a great fit. I'm qualified for the job. It works with my schedule and the time aligns with everything I'm trying to do. You got good benefits. The pay is, we can negotiate a little bit on the pay. You know what I'm saying? I got 10 years of experience in this field. Is there any way that we can be flexible in the pay? They're going to look at you like, who is this nigga on his name?
Right.
They're gonna say, I like the interview. I'm gonna call you back for a second interview and we'll go from there. You ain't getting that call back, nigga.
Right.
You better go. If you're a black man and you want a job, especially if Kamala Harris is if you run into anything like a Kamala Harris on a job interview, if you do anything less than kiss her ass and make her seem like she's the goddess of the earth, you are not getting that job. You're not getting that job. You understand? And it's crazy that we read it right here in the Bible of this situation in America. Let me get if you could look up why trimmest thou ways to seek love. I think it's in Jeremiah. And Jeremiah 2:33. To me, it's nothing new when you're in the truth. It's very much expected at this point. We expect everything that they throwing at us. We expected everybody to be against black men, blame black men when this election don't go their way. We expected that. Y'all not surprising us no more. We know what to expect from you. We expect the hate. We trying to get other brothers on board with what's really going on because we know what the deal is. You understand? The deal is this. You ain't part of this country. They don't want you part of it. Even if you did vote and you got Kamala Harris in office, what did you stand to gain? That's what brothers, if you are on the fence and you feel some type of way, you like, maybe I should have chimed in and made a difference. Maybe you feel pressured. Maybe you feel that you owe the black woman something somehow by running and voting for some heathen that ain't even no black woman. Maybe you feeling that way. Ask yourself, what did you stand to gain? Or they was going to allow you to roll a blunt and get high. That's what she offered. She said, listen, I'm going to make this weed legal. You're going to be able to smoke all the weed your heart desires. You're going to be able to get so high that you almost forget about this oppression. Black man, don't fall for that trick, man. What you need to do now that y'all finna face some reality, you need to run your behinds up in these doors in the Isupk, man. Get with like-minded brothers that ain't going for the nonsense. No, we ain't going for the gang, the hustle. We ain't going for none of that. You got to go ahead and read that.
Okay, this is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 2, verse 33.
Read it louder.
Why trimmest thou thy way to seek love?
Why trimmest thou ways to seek love? You understand?
Okay. Therefore hast thou also taught the wicked ones thy way.
We did a lot of trimming of who we are to be a part of this society. And what they have learned is that they can give us absolutely nothing and we will continue to give them the most. That's why they were surprised when the voting didn't turn out the way they thought it was going to turn out. They almost,
Right.
the Democrats almost believe like they're entitled to the black vote. They like,
Right.
we know how bad you want to be a part of this country. You better bow down. You better get with the program. And we done taught the wicked ones our ways. And the fact what we taught them is that they ain't got to give us nothing but what they've been giving us, which is a booty kiss. I heard somebody say online, I'd rather get a little percent of something than all of nothing. I said, damn. That's how desperate the voting is. It's like you rather get a little of something than nothing at all. That don't sound like a man to me, a man of integrity. A man of integrity would say, hey, look, either I get it all or you can have it and kiss my ass. A man of integrity. But we such in a begging position that, you know, I don't see how we can get up out of that position. Here you are, an insignificant voting populace, and the blame for why the vote did not go their way. But if you were to vote, they would do absolutely nothing for you. They would continue to do what they've always been doing. You forget, Obama was supposedly the first black man in office. Black man. And I'm going to just stick with that. We all know the truth. He wasn't no black man. He was a dirty, stinking African.
Right.
But let's just stick with that for a moment. The first black man in office supposedly knows all the troubles of being a black man in America. Supposedly knows all the hardship that comes with being a black man in America. He got in the highest office of the land and did absolutely nothing for black men. He did pass rights for them homosexuals. Right. He did legalize gay marriage. He did do that. But black man, your rights to your kids, the unfairness and the injustice that you face in them family courts, he did nothing for. That was the least he could have did. Was just make some fair laws around the board for family court, dealing with family court, dealing with a father's rights. What would have been the damage of that? What would have been the damage? To make fair laws, like if you put a man on that birth certificate and he's not the father, this would be some type of penalization for that, right? This is my opinion of things he could have did that people have been asking for. His constituents, black men, right? Democratic Party. If the black vote comprises of your constituents, well, they've been asking for equal father rights for a minute. Y'all ain't did that. I'm trying to figure out what have you done? You've done absolutely nothing. And mad too. Of you doing nothing. You mad at us because you did nothing. Why trimmest thou ways to seek love, man? That's heavy. But this is the law class, you know, and we're going to go into a little bit of Israelite law, Israelite culture. You understand?
It's a lot, sir. I mean,
Uh-huh.
that was heavy what you bringing out because Obama ain't. We know Obama ain't did nothing for us, man.
Right.
Not nothing. And he got the audacity to come out and be like, you know, trying to check black men for not voting for Kamala Harris. And Kamala Harris don't even, you know what I'm saying? She got a white husband.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what does she care about black men? And you want to check us on like you got some type of, you know,
stake in the game.
Right. Hey, man, come on, man.
Man, you done said it here for, listen, I was trying to avoid that, but let's talk about it. I mean, she already lost.
Right.
But I guess we could talk about it. I mean, that's a good question. How can a woman that has a white man in her mouth every night have the best interest of a black man?
Right.
Listen, I'm gonna say it. It's a white man in her mouth every night, and I mean that literally and figuratively. Disgusting. She getting violated by some white devil every night. And she like to act like she black. So you know they doing the slave thing.
Right. Right.
The master and slave scenario. They doing the master and slave scenario. Then they gonna turn around and want us to put her. They want us to make her our leader. You don't want us to deal with the slave master who got the most authority. You want us to deal with the bad wench.
Right.
Nah. Kamala's just a glorified bad wench. That's all she is. She's the head bad wench. I'm sorry that black men wasn't going for it, man. And I'm gonna be real with you. That whole thing with Donald Trump, y'all say, well, he's clearly racist and all that. Well, Donald Trump ain't no different from any other boss we ever had to deal with. Racist devil, racist oppressor that we didn't have to deal with. So if you talking in them terms, what's the difference between Donald Trump and your supervisor? You deal with the supervisor because he cuts the check. And you're able to feed your family. Well, last time Trump was office, he cut the check. He did what every rich white man knows he got to do. He got to pay to play.
Right.
And Kamala Harris, it's funny that she ran as a black woman because she did what every black woman always do. Think that she's supposed to just get it just because she a woman. Ain't offer nothing. Every time you talk to about her policies or whatnot, it was always, well, Trump did this. He's to blame. Nah, what are you gonna do? What is your political? What is your agenda? Because as far as we know, you've been in office for the last 4 years. You've done nothing.
Right.
What has Kamala done? I need somebody to chime in the chat and explain to me. Maybe I'm not informed. You know, maybe I'm lost. But as far as I know, she was quiet for the 4 years. You ain't barely even seen her. They tell me that her her office, the people she was in charge of, had a 92% no 92% of her office quit turnover rate because ain't nobody want to work with her. You want to know? You know why? You know why they ain't work with her? Because it was just like it was being like ran like a plantation. You know the bed wench always thinks she got a little bit up over the other slaves. The bed wench that lays down with master, they always think they got a little up over the other slaves. That's Kamala. She thinks, she believes that her position with the white men in America is higher than the rest of them because she got a white man in her mouth every night. And she the mammy to them kids. I say mammy, and I say that on purpose. She ain't a stepmom. A stepmom is like too dignified to what she is. She the mammy. Them ain't even a kid. She ain't even got no kids. You ain't got no kids. You notice her husband ain't even come out and say nothing good about her. Her stepkids ain't came out and said nothing good about her. You ain't never even seen them. All that added up to what it's like. We can't trust you, man. Who are you? You just appeared, and they like vote for this woman. Biden was supposed to be. They made Biden step down. So you literally this past election, you literally didn't even have your candidate as on the ballot. You had the candidate they gave you. And you Negroes went down there. You know they were singing Negro spirituals at the in the voting lines. It's on video. Yeah, you can find it on TikTok. Negroes was in the voting line singing Negro spirituals, man. Oh yeah, this past election was a bad one, man, because they made you Negroes get low. I mean, they made you get down on your knees, boy. They made you get down on your knees. And like any good hoe, you Negroes proceeded to do what you good at. Like any good hoe. No protest. Let me get Deuteronomy 17 and 14. Go a little bit into the laws. We gonna keep y'all gonna hate us by the end of this. Y'all gonna hate us so much you love us. Because we're gonna keep drilling in the laws of God in your head. As much as you want to be murderers in them abortion clinics, homosexuals in that bed, as much as you want to be nasty, perverted, confused about your identity, listen, we're going to let God reign true and every man a liar. Because it's a lot of confusion going on. It's a lot of confusion. And I don't care what you Negroes say. I don't care what you say. This Bible has reigned true. This the Bible, the only thing that is consistent. These prophecies are coming true as we speak. So we're gonna dive into the laws so that we can get some understanding on how to operate in this place, man. How to maneuver in this place. Let me get that when you got it.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 17, verse 14. And thou art come unto the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee, and possess it, and shall possess it.
Hold on, stop right there. That's the number one. Well, we're reading the law about voting, right? The number one criteria when you want to consider somebody to rule over you as a nation is one, you got to possess the land. That's one. You can't be a captive in the land and then decide who your slave master is, who your master or authority is going to be over you as a people. Because you don't own the shit. You don't get to go into the McDonald's as a worker and tell and dictate who the general manager is going to be. So that's strike one. Keep reading.
And it shall dwell therein, and shall say, I will set a king over thee, like as all the nations that are about me. Verse 15, thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee. One, the Lord thy God shall choose.
That's the second criteria. The Lord got to choose him. How does the Lord choose him? He goes through the priest. He deals with the priest of that nation. And the priest chooses who the Lord wants them to choose. So it's a process. Everybody ain't in it, ain't got a foot in it. Because let's be real, man. A lot of people, most people, don't have they ain't got no reason to be voting anything. They ain't got no reason to be making decisions over anything concerning the group as a whole.
Right.
Some people just ignorant. How the hell you gonna everybody get a vote in America?
Right.
This a nigga right now smoked the blunt, got high, was at the club the night before, made sure to get home to go vote. It's a child molester in them voting booths. It's a murderer in them voting booths. You don't believe me? What about all the women that had abortions up in that voting booth? You done murdered 5 babies and you gonna decide who's gonna be the next president, bitch. Are you out your mind? You killed the president in the womb. Dumbass. You murdered the future and didn't want to decide the future in the voting booth, but you murdered the future. What you think that murderer gonna do when they get in that booth? They gonna vote for more rights to murder. Yeah, you black people, it's this election, man. Listen, I know some Negroes that shouldn't be voting at all. Straight drug addicts, addicted to liquor, can't control their drinking, abusive, loud, disruptive, just horrible citizens all around. Talking about they gonna vote. Read that again about
Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee. One, the Lord thy God shall choose.
The Lord got to choose because you Negroes don't know what's good for you. I'm going to say this online to thousands of Facebook members. I'm going to say this. And this is going to sound crazy, but I'm going to stand on this. Black people do not have enough intelligence to be voting. We don't have enough intelligence about the way this political system works in America to be voting. All you are is the mouse in the snake's game. That's it. You don't have the intelligence to decide who rules over you. And if I'm wrong, if you think I'm wrong, show me in the history of black people voting in America where we have gone to the voting booths and casted ballots for those that made a good advancements for black people. Show it to me. Show me the proof that we make the wise decisions on who we vote for. Last time, when was Obama in office? 2008. You remember that election season? You remember the whole campaigning? They had people literally saying, "I'm gonna vote for him because he's black." Nigga, well then you might as well vote for a crayon. Any color in the box to do. You had black people saying, "Well, I'm gonna vote for him because he black." Well, the East Indians is black, the Arabs is black, the Africans is black. What does being black got to do with anything? That's what they were saying. I'm gonna vote for him because he black. He eat chitlins and hogbacks and fried chicken. Yeah, black people, you don't have enough intelligence to be voting. Even the ones of you that think you smart, you really dumb. You so smart, you dumb. You know the good talking Negroes that got them little $5 degrees and shit. They're trying to break down to you the political process. You know, so the electoral, the delegate, and then, you know. It remind me of that man, Roland Martin. Roland Martin y'all know Roland Martin, right? He one of the political analysts on social media and all that, heavy into the voting. He always loved to open his big mouth and talk about how the voting works, and he loves showing white men his grasp of the English language, his ability to understand over other niggas. You know? Yeah, Roland Martin. Well, come to find out, just recently, Roland Martin is the old big homosexual, pillow biter too. The receiver, not the giver. Roland Martin, the old big old nasty homosexual. Want to sit up there with all them $5 words and tell you who or who not to vote for, and you don't know the basics of life that a man can't produce with another man. You don't know the basics of life that you're supposed to find a woman and multiply and have children in order for life to carry on. Yeah, we ain't going for them $5 words either, man. All you niggas with degrees, man, you done went to college, man. You done went to Yale, nigga. You should have went to jail. Learn something. Maybe you would have learned something had you went to jail with your dumb $5 words, Negro. Oh, they love to tell you who we get the number of delegates over there. And the only reason why they doing it is because the Negroes just love showing the white man, see, I'm a good Negro, sir. I'm the good Negro. They ain't really trying to break down to you how the political game works. Because when you start diving into how the political game really works, everybody knows the politicians, they paid off of lying to you. Right. They paid off of hustling you. The rich got an agenda in this country, and the president is just the face of it. So who they elect in office is all prima donnas. It's just prima donna. It's for show. This is a fact. The president, they call it the ballot. They tell you, for all you $5 Negroes, you have some Negroes that went to school, like myself. They tell you this. They tell you this in school. It's called checks and balances. The president does not have ultimate power. You have the legislative branch, the executive branch, and the judicial branch. So what is this idea that if we get the right candidate in office, he can invoke all this change in America? Come on, suckers. I gotta dial it back some because my blood pressure getting up. I'm about to get mad because I can't believe how we fall for this game, man. And had it not been for the laws of God, man, we would be lost out here.
Right.
Read that again. I'm gonna beat this in your head, Negro. All you black women that voted out there, lean your head in a little bit to the camera. Stop voting. Stop voting. Stop voting. I'm gonna hit your silly behind upside the head with the words of God. Shut up with your big black mouth, because you don't know nothing. Don't even know how to boil water. A lot of you burn water. Right. Yeah, you in the house burning water, don't know how to cook no fried chicken. You over there making a man some chicken nuggets and fries for dinner, and you talk about, I'm gonna go vote. Man can't even get a good, decent meal out you in the house, and you running up into the voting booth like you somebody special in the community, and you a terror in your own house. That nigga don't even like you. That's why he over the other broad house getting some comfort, because your big, black, stupid mouth think you know everything. Listen to the words of God, dummy. Go ahead.
Come. Thou shalt any wise set him. Thou shalt any wise set him king over thee. One thou Lord thy God shall choose.
The Lord got to choose him. Go ahead.
Come. One from among thy brethren shalt thou set.
Read that again.
Come. Thou shalt set any wise set him, O king over thee. One thou Lord thy God shall choose. One from among thy brethren.
One from among thy brethren
shalt thou set king over thee.
That the third criteria, Salakia, appreciate it. The third criteria is that he got to be of your nation, man.
Right.
Old big black dummies, old $5 word having Negroes. You bet you didn't know that. Bet you didn't learn that in school. Oh, but see, Mariah, they ain't gonna believe that, because that doesn't align with what we read earlier, with having that mark in your forehead and having that mark in your arm. You see, you can't live off of that, according to them. That ain't gonna put no pork on their plate. They ain't gonna be able to eat lobster dinners every Friday with that right there. They can't do nothing with that, Mariah. They need to go up there on TV, put on their little $5 suit, read out the dictionary for some $5 words, and tell you about the political system in America so that they can grub on nasty ass abominations according to God. That's what they're doing it for. Imagine that. Yeah, we got to hear about how the political system in America can work for us, which it ain't never worked, because you want to keep some lobster and steak on your plate. Oh, greedy ass. You a nasty abomination to the God, and you want us to listen to what you got to say. Oh, nasty homosexual getting bent over, biting pillows. Gonna tell us about how we gonna change our lives in America. I think not. You know what I'm saying? I think not, man. I said, we can say homo. We can say homo. Oh no, LGBTQ sloggy. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to have this thing taken down. Some nasty LGBTQ transformer more than meets the eye. Want to have the right to go into the bathroom and touch your kids. That's what they're gonna do in that bathroom. Yeah, them transformers gonna get in there and create more transformers if you let them. They want people. They want a black man. They mad because a black man. You ain't gonna allow us to put these nasty trans figures up in the bathroom and put something up your son's butt. They mad at that. You don't understand a black man. You don't understand a man. No, we more than likely to put something in the grave before we allow that. I'm talking about a man. I ain't talking about your Roland Martins and Von Jones. That's another one, boy. Von Jones of the world. You Negroes, boy. You Democratic. Not that I give a damn about Democratic or Republican. Don't get it twisted. We think all you Toms is confused and lost and need to get your silly behind in class. You need to go find Isupk in your nearest ghetto. And it's going to be dilapidated. Wherever we at, it's going to be torn down and dilapidated. You need to dress in all black. Leave your dictionary in the car and sit your silly $5 word having ass in the back of the class and shut the hell up. And you might learn something. You might learn some masculinity so that when you walk back out the class to your car, they won't rob your half of LGBTQ ass. Mad at black people because you can't come in the streets. Y'all was trying to reach black people on like mainstream black networks. You couldn't come to the hood and talk to black people. You couldn't come in no black neighborhood for real, and look a black man to his face and sit down with no black man at no community meetings or no community leaders. You couldn't do that because then you're gonna have to face the fact that, oh yeah, they down here starving. They down here really getting it out the mud. We in the mud. We the only ones under Commander Gianna qualified to lead black people. You want to know why? Because we in the mud with black people. We know what oppression feel like.
Right.
And a lot of us got opportunities to go be part of America in that way, but we choose not to, man. We choose to struggle with our brothers. Man, it's more glory in it. It's glory in being able to hold your masculinity. It's glory in being able to serve your brothers, man. That's why I said one from among thy brethren. Hold that, matter of fact, and give me the law. Give me the two things that the law hangs on. What Christ said out of his own mouth. I'm about to cut you right here, you Christians. Nasty Christians. Boy, you Christians are disgusting, boy. The way y'all try to buck up and try to like posture yourselves to somehow talk about black men as if we ain't doing nothing in America but putting our head down, going to work every day, trying to make something of ourselves, man. And you sitting up here like, you niggas. You can't make this up, man. Once again, we're the Isupk in Birmingham, Alabama. You understand? Under Commander Gianna. Started out 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. If you could, brothers, put the number to the school in the chat for everybody to be able to check out and call and get in touch with us. I believe I believe if not shot, if you still in here, if you could post the UR code for the WhatsApp. So yeah, y'all can follow us on WhatsApp, and anybody that lives in the city or in the state of Alabama, if you want to contact brothers directly in the parts of Alabama where we're located, you can contact us directly in that WhatsApp, text or whatever, and and have somebody contact you directly. Or if you want to post an event, or you want to see what events we'll be attending, and you want to come out and support us, it'll all be in that WhatsApp. So yeah, if we could, you got that the scriptures? Go ahead and read when you got it.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 22, verse 37.
Now, this is why the Lord said you got to choose one from your brother. And I'm going to break something down to you Christians that you can't comprehend. Go ahead.
Jesus said unto him, thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart.
Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart. This is talking about, we started, what verse is that?
37.
Okay, go 2 verses up.
Oh, God. This Matthew chapter 22, verse 35. Then one of them, which was a lawyer, asked him a question, tempting him, saying, Master, which is the great commandment in the law? Jesus, verse 37, Jesus said it to him.
All right, so a man came up to Christ and he asked him, what's the greatest commandment in the law? He was pretty much trying to say, okay, well then I'll just do this one thing and I ain't got to do nothing else. I'll be straight. Go ahead.
Come on. And Jesus said it to him, thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind.
One, we should love the Most High with all our heart and all that soul. Who wants to tell me how we love the Most High? You know? How do we show our love for the Most High? Oh, do we get to hug him and kiss him? Go ahead. By keeping his law, statute, commandment. By doing what he say. He say, look, if you want a leader, that's cool, but I got to choose him, and he going to be of your nation. That's how we show love to the Most High. We follow that. Go ahead.
Come on, verse 38. This is the first and great commandment. Verse 39. And the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbors as thyself.
Thou shalt what?
Love thy neighbor as thyself.
Go ahead.
Come on, verse 40. On these 2 commandments hang all the law and the prophets.
On these 2 commandments hang all the law. Love the Most High and love your neighbor. Who is your neighbor? Your brother. Your kinsman. Of your flesh. That's why we can only choose a man out of our own nation, because we was commanded to love only us. You can't expect Biden to get up there and love Negroes, man.
Right.
You can't expect Kamala didn't even fake it. She was like, talk to these. And she couldn't even fake it. No. You remember back in the day when they used to kiss the little black baby, little George Bush, you know, all that was to get. Right. They'll find a little black baby somewhere to kiss. They don't kiss the niggas no more. After COVID, they like, hey, look, they don't kiss the babies no more, man. Yeah, so you Christians are discussing the fact that you can only expect somebody from your own to really even give a damn about what you're going through. Give me in Hebrews where it say, and it behooved Christ to be made like unto his brethren. Yeah, we finna chop you Christians down, man. Cause y'all sit up too high. They sit up there and try to blame niggas, man. Blame a nigga. We're gonna chop you down and bring you down some so that you realize that according to God, you were wrong. God won this election because he showed you that your vote didn't count. God won this election, man. Kamala didn't win. Donald Trump didn't win. God won this one because he showed you Negroes who the blame of society is, who the ones hated in society is. It's you, black man. Y'all know who voted for Trump? Who voted for Trump? Anybody know? Anybody in chat know? Who's the main ones that voted for Trump? Go ahead.
I said black women.
No, we don't even make up the majority of the population. Who the man? Specifically the white male, the heterosexual white evangelicus male, middle of America, which comprises majority of America. Yep, white men and white women. Them white women that's married to them white men, they wasn't finna go against that man. They do all that political talk with their girls, but they know who cutting the check. White America has spoken, and they are praising them around the board. They saying America has spoken. The decision is what it is. We can't be mad. But you niggas didn't do a good job. On one hand, they praising the white man for you know, putting Trump back in office, for letting their voice be heard. And on the other hand, because they were saying there was some black men that voted for Trump. If we know that, who knows that to be true? But they were saying, but those black men, oh nigga, you failed us.
Right.
They didn't say, oh, you black men, let your voice be heard. The people have spoken. They said, nigga, your mama black. You know what I'm saying? That's what they said. What's up with that? Where's the love in that? So the white man who let his voice be heard, casted his vote and got his leader up in office. Kudos to him. They're not finna stand again. We may not like the decision. That's what they've been saying across the board on these news networks. We may not like the decision, but the people have spoken. And it's acceptable. But when the conversation is pointed at black people, it ain't the black man, black woman, y'all ain't vote. No, they like, black man, what you doing, man? Where was you at, man?
Right.
You a deadbeat voter. She crazy. You know what I'm saying? We deadbeat voters. So according to them. You got that?
Okay, this is the book of Hebrews, chapter 2 and 17.
Go ahead.
Wherefore, in all things, it behoove him to be made like unto his brethren.
Wherefore, in all things, it behooved Christ, the real leader of Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, to be made like unto his brethren. Christ was a brother straight from the ghettos that sacrificed all the riches he got at birth. Because people, y'all forget, people came from around the world to give their gifts to Christ. He gave all that up. He said, give me a donkey and some sandals, and I'm going to go around and I'm going to help my people. I'm going to get it out the mud with my people. That's a man I'm voting for.
Right.
Why? Because he looked just like me. In a struggle with me, telling me to follow the Most High. His whole message was to follow the Most High and come back to the Most High. He didn't say follow Julius Caesar, which was treason at that time. I don't know if y'all realize it. That's why he was considered a radical. He was saying, nah, I'm the king of the Jews. And my father is the Most High, and that's who we follow. He was getting black people back to their culture, back to their rights according to God, back to who they are. And they want us, and you got Negroes who sit up here who don't even live amongst black people. They somewhere around white folks. They worked all that. They worked extra hard in life just to be able to move over there somewhere with the white folks, get them a white woman or a like-minded Negro woman, I don't know, and look down on black people, but then also try to act like you speaking to black people. That's because, and that's the proof of what the Jews always say. You may be able to change your financial situation, but in order to change your status, your class as a people, you gotta go to war. Because here it is, you Negroes get these degrees, you move into the suburbs, you got this money now, you got this so-called status, but you don't feel like you could talk to white America. You don't feel like you can say anything to them because you want to be them. You want to be like them. You want to be amongst them. So you get that position and then you try to act like you the mediator between us and between white America and black people. You try to sit up like the head Negro in charge and try to speak. See, this is what he's saying. This is what the white man's saying. And this is how it's done, and this is how we got to do it if you Negroes want to get up out of your poverty. You took that position as a way to look down on black people. You ain't no leader of black people. Christ ain't take that position. When you swearing up and down, you a God-fearing man. Christ didn't take that position. Christ got down in the mud with the murderers, whores, and the pimps, and the Uncle Toms and sellouts. I don't know if y'all know this. But the publicans of that time, the taxpayers and the tax collectors and all that, those would have been considered the Uncle Toms at that time. He scorned them every time he seen them, and especially the religious leaders. But he got it in the mix with them too. He got it in with the whole array, across the board of us. And he didn't speak in a position where he was trying to, you don't see nowhere in the scriptures where Christ dealing with Pontius Pilate and all them and Julius Caesar and all them and saying like, yeah, y'all niggas got to get it together if you want to be part of Rome.
Right.
Right. You niggas got to get it together. Y'all ain't working hard enough. Flip them burgers like you Leo the car. Flip the burger like you like a Leonardo DiCaprio paint pictures. That's what Martin Luther King said, ain't it? Or Bill Cosby said, ain't it? He said, flip them burgers like Michelangelo paint pictures. So Michelangelo gets to be a famous creator of arts to inspire the world, but you, nigga, you gonna flip them burgers. And you better put salt and pepper on them motherfuckers. Flip them. My burger better be hot when I get it. Now flip them burgers, nigga. Bill Cosby said, sweep them flows like Leonardo DiCaprio. What he say? I ain't making this up. You can look this up. Said, mop them flows. Oh man, like God damn, like he ain't say, man, listen, we gotta start being astronauts. We need to be able to be independent of these folks. We need to be able to come together as a people, follow some rules, establish some morals and laws amongst us so that we can get up underneath them and we ain't gotta ask them for nothing. He ain't say that. He said, you niggas, man, you get in their kitchen and you scrub their dishes like Michelangelo painted pictures. Man. Scrub the dishes, nigga. Mop their floors. And what black people are essentially doing in America today? We doing all the grunt. Black, Hispanic, and everything, we doing all the grunt work. Yeah. I don't know if you know this, but the Hispanics, the reason why fruit is so cheap is because the Hispanics out there picking the fruit for little to nothing over in Mexico. They doing it for little to nothing. That's why your strawberries is $5. If they stop doing that, strawberries will be $40. If some white man over in Massachusetts, no, some white man in Wisconsin somewhere had to get out in the fields, first off, they would have to have vacation pay. They would have to have, 7 days holiday. Paid time off, PTO. You know what I'm saying? Matching 401k. And it's going to have to be at least $30 an hour. And I can't work over 8 hours because of the sun. Man, them Isukrites getting out there in the middle of the heat, working 10, 12, maybe even 14-hour shifts a day, breaking their back, ain't got no medical, ain't got no type of provisions to where they can set themselves up later on in life. What is that, paying insurance? They ain't got none of that. If they get hurt on their job, sorry, Miguel, the next one up. They living in poverty over there in Mexico. You know what I'm saying? They living in poverty and then we got the nerve for them to want to try to make them the enemy. This past election, we try to make immigration like these Hispanics getting all these rights. I had a nigga tell me, oh yeah, they getting $1,500 a month in food stamps. I said, well, it sounds like I need to go get me a Mexican woman. $1,500 a month. I'm eating steak every day. Just cause. You Negroes done lost your mind. You done bought into this lie. You done lost your mind. You ain't displaying no real brotherhood. Where's the love for your nation? Because if you had love for your nation, there's no way you would have sit up there and let them demonize the Hispanic brothers and sisters for a political vote. Would have been like if we had some consciousness to ourselves, if we was really Christ-like, would have been like, nah, them our brothers, man. They with us. Y'all ain't getting no vote unless y'all bring all of them over here. You ain't getting no vote. You ain't getting nothing from us. Matter of fact, we should have been walking out of jobs by the droves over the treatment of them Hispanics on the border. Y'all treat them like that, and y'all done had us in here building up your country for 400 years for free, and y'all gonna sit up there and try to do that to them, and we done fought for equal civil rights for everybody in the country? I don't know if you know that civil rights is for all minorities. It ain't just black people. We fought for civil rights for everybody. We was trying to make it seem like it was just for Negro, but they done turned around and made it for everybody. So then y'all gonna sit up there and do that to them at the border? We should have been like, hell no. Nah. We ain't fight for that. We ain't fight for no country like that. If you want to be political, if you want to be part of the system, that's what we fought for. That's what Martin Luther King and all and the civil rights and all that fought for. They fought for the right for them Hispanic brothers and sisters to come over here and thrive and have a better life in America. Because damn sure the Africans doing it, the Asians doing it, them Ukrainians doing it, them Arabs doing it. They coming here across the border and getting the best of America got to offer because of that same civil rights that we fought for, that we got hoes for, that we got dogs set on us for. And you Negroes gonna turn around and try to put your nose up to the Hispanics who were in the same position as you coming off them slave ships? You a fool ass nigga. That's how, and I say that because this election has really shown us that the load that black people will stoop to seek love from these devils, seek love from these oppressors. We like they pit bull, we like they attack dogs. Whatever they get mad at, we like, yeah, get them, master. Give me Isaiah 30 and 30, Bubba Kashaw. Yeah, that's a good one right there. Isaiah 30 and 30, man. We done turned into good lap dogs for oppressor. Good hound dogs for the oppressor. Just barking and snarling and everything coming up through the way, man. If you could get Isaiah 30, that he needs some help.
Come on, sir. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 30, verse 30.
What?
And the Lord shall cause his glorious voice to be heard, and shall shoot the lightning down of his arm.
That's Isaiah 30 and 30?
Come on. 30 and 30.
No, that ain't it.
Isaiah 30 and 30, sir.
Give me a second. Isaiah 31 and 1, Slavi.
Come on. That's the book of Isaiah, chapter 31 and 1. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help.
Yeah, destruction, man. Destruction unto them that go down unto Egypt for help. What was Egypt for us? What did it represent for us? Anybody in the chat? Anybody out there? What did Egypt represent for us? Go ahead. Slavery, just like in America. It's no difference than them saying, woe to them that go down to America for help.
Right.
It say, woe to them that go down to Egypt for help. Go ahead.
Come on. And stay on horses and trust in chariots.
Yeah, you trust in that powerful army. You got trust in them Abram tanks and them police SWAT vehicles and they jet planes, the F-51 bomber and all that. You trust in all that. All that represents power to you. You can't get your eyes off it. You see that? You see the white man, you see the devil's ability to drop fire from heaven out of them jet planes, and you fear that. You respect that. Go ahead.
Come on, because they are many and horsemen, because they are very strong.
Yeah, you trust in the police force and the power of the blue line. You trust in the power and the weight of the Army and the Navy because of their ability to wage war across the earth. And because they're many and they're very strong and they got influence all over the earth. You trust in it. You believe in it. You bet your life on it. That's why you say, yeah, this is our country. This is our America. Because you want to be under the cloak. It's where you get your sense of pride and protection. But us, we fear the Lord. We mock at their power and their ability. What's more masculine? What's more strong? Looking at something like the strength of the American Army and their whole justice system and everything that they got set up for them, or standing and believing in the Most High against all that. Saying, I'm going to be against all that because I fear the Most High. I don't fear that. I fear the Most High. I don't fear what they got. I don't fear how they can. I don't fear the power that they got. I fear the Most High. What takes more faith? You know, it ain't hard to be no Christian in America.
All right.
Oh, you get to smoke. Oh, you want
Right.
pop, whores, and love America and be great. When Trump say make America great again, you can include yourself in that if you're a God-fearing Christian and you done fully bought into the lies of America. You done took me off the screen. You gotta get me back up there. So you understand? That don't take no strength. That don't make you a man. A real man stands against all that and says, I see that they got all that and they very powerful. They're very strong. But I stand with the Lord. I got the Lord on my side. What's the proof in that, or what I'm saying? Just looking at, we'll not going to the Bible, but looking at the earth as it is now and the different actors on the earth. What's the proof in what I'm saying? The proof is October 7th when Hamas ran into Israel and killed about 1,200 Israelis standing for justice for their people over in Palestine. Despite knowing that the Israelis were the most powerful military and compared to them, and was backed by the most powerfulest military power on the earth, America, get funded billions of dollars. They said, God damn that, we trust in our God. Allah Akbar, and they went to get the killing. And they in war now. They fight tooth and nail. Now that's a carnal war because that's their warfare. That's their blessing from the Lord to allow them to be able to fight in that manner. But for us, the Lord want to fight on our behalf. He wants all the glory. So they got to fight a carnal fight. Otherwise, they'll forever be occupied by Israel and Palestine. We're going to be delivered by the foolishness of preaching. Yeah, we're going to be sitting up in a room like this, and as Donald Trump get further into his tenure, brothers and sisters are going to flood these schools because they're going to be afraid out of their mind for what's to come. These sisters that don't know how to close their legs and out there in the streets and they getting handled any kind of way, they gonna end up with some kids and they gonna need some direction because that nigga is of course not gonna stay around because they haven't been taught no better. Them brothers out there that's facing prison sentences and all that because they feeling the pressure of this economy, these white folks that embolden themselves and they making it hard, pressing full press on niggas to get jobs and all that. You finna feel the brunt of it. When they get to hollering about the War 3 and implementing the draft, and brothers and sisters gonna be offered incentives to go over there to fight in the wars, and they gonna want to go over there because ain't gonna be no jobs here, it's gonna be hard here. And so the only way they can make something of themselves is if they go fight in the wars and die in the wars. They're gonna be trying to run away from that. They're gonna be running into these schools across the nation.
Right.
We finna see a surplus of soldiers across the nation. That's the Lord doing all that. That's the Lord doing all that. And what we gonna do, we gonna sit back and have them doors open. You think we finna break our backs? We the children of God. We done broke our backs long enough in America. You know what I'm saying? We gonna sit back now. Pour some fine whiskey. And we gonna watch this place burn.
Right. Damn.
It's gonna burn. And guess what, Trump? You can rule over the ashes. Oh yeah, you gonna see because the Republicans swept the House and the Senate. So they got all three branches of the government. The House, Senate, and the presidential office. And you got a lot of Supreme Court judges that Trump put in there from last time. So you're going to see a sweeping amount of changes going on in this country. They may even make it to where you can't, if you black, you can't laugh in public. You got to put your head in the bucket. Which don't matter to me because I don't laugh in public anyway, especially when I'm around them devils. When I'm around them devils, I'm mean mugging anyway. But nonetheless, that's what black people are afraid of, especially women. They mad because they ain't gonna be able to hold no more. They a little upset about that right now. You know what I'm saying? They like, man, I used to be able to. They mad because they can't get hit raw no more. They can't get hit raw no more. Blame it on the alcohol. You know, make up some lame excuse on why they marching they funky ass down to that abortion clinic. Oh man, you ain't shit, bitch. If you done laid up there, spread your legs, and now you want to go murder the baby that you made because you done chose to be a hoe. Oh yeah, you're disgusting. They try to put it on. What about rape and
Right.
you know they try to find all these scenarios that's very rare. You know what I'm saying? But what's the main reason? Let's be real. What's the main reason? It's because you a hoe. And why are you a hoe? Because you grew up without any father in your house to give you any guidance in establishing the rules for you on how to behave yourself and be a woman. And that man not being there, not being able to choose the man you lay with, you just out there living your best life. Well, daddy's in office now. Daddy's home now. So you ain't gonna be able to hold no more. You gonna have to actually come up in here in this school and learn how to find a man that's gonna stick around. Because after about the fourth, fifth dude that just hit you and then leave out the last memory you got of that man is the door swinging shut. You laying in the bed and all you hearing is the door slamming. You done met some nigga the night before, and all you hear in the morning, him washing up in the sink. He don't have time to get fully undressed and in the shower and get to utilize all the towels you bought at Walmart and Bed Bath and Beyond. Because he don't trust you like that. He don't know you. You was an easy hoe. That nigga wash up in the sink, throw the towel on the goddamn sink, and leave out the door. And the last thing you remember is that door slamming shut. Well, after about the 4th, 5th time of that, and that 4th, 5th abortion, you might get tired of it and come up in this school and actually learn how to not be a hoe. You might say to yourself, my way ain't working. Or it's gonna be now to where once you make that mistake and you got a baby from it, and don't nobody want to deal with you for real, then you gonna try to come up in here and learn how to be a decent woman. I'm gonna tell y'all sisters right now, before you go down that route, why don't you just go ahead and get up in here and learn how to be a decent woman before you gotta go down that route? You don't have to go down that route. You don't have to be a hoe. For you brothers out there, man, you ain't got to fight for them folks. They're going to try to get y'all brothers to fight. You ain't got to fight for them folks, man. You come over here, put on your priestly garments, hit these streets, do these classes. And under the 501c3, you protected under the priest. And you don't have to go into the draft. That's a fact. You can look it up. All you Negroes talking about some, they got the 501c3 now. All them fake Israelite niggas gonna be in the army, U.S. Army coming to war. Them fake Israelite niggas gonna be like, damn, but I should have joined the UPK. It's gonna be too late then. I should have followed Commander G. Hunter. When you on that plane flying over to Afghanistan with the helmet and your little army gun and your backpack and all that, when you a real army man, you gonna be like, I should have listened. It's gonna be too late then. What scripture we at? Isaiah 31 and 1. Oh, was that it on that? Okay, let's finish that up.
But they look not into the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord.
Yeah, we don't want to look. We don't want God as well. I will say this. The Christian church has done a good job of making it damn near impossible to believe in God.
All right.
I mean, our idea of God working in our lives is so slave-like. Long as I got a good car, good house, and a few dollars in the bank. That's God favoring you. You look at your pastor that steal all that money from you and get these $1 million jets and cars and $1 million houses. God favors him. The Christian church is to blame for that.
Right.
We think that that's what God, and show me that in the Bible. We think that that's seeking the Lord or loving the Lord. It's absolutely ridiculous. You understand? It's absolutely ridiculous, man. But there's a solution. Give me a second. And Isaiah 33 and 6. Give me Isaiah 33 and 6. Bubba Shaw.
This is book of Isaiah chapter 33, verse 6. And wisdom and the knowledge shall be the stability
Stability
of our times. and strength of the salvation. And the fear of the Lord is his treasure.
Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. The time we living in, how we gonna survive this is through wisdom and knowledge. What is knowledge? Knowledge is the ability to apply wisdom, right? Or wisdom is the ability to apply knowledge, right? One, acknowledging these laws, statutes, and commandments, and then having the wisdom of Christ to understand how to apply these laws, right? Because at one point in time, our wisdom was if you break these laws, put you to death. But now our wisdom is brotherhood first. Knowing what does it mean? How do you fight those demons that cause us to want to break these laws? How do you fight those? How do you be perfect? By knowing that, that's what's going to protect us from everything that's going to happen. You think about everything that's going on right now. It's a lot of women out here. I'm pretty sure that they're going to make damn near abortions illegal. I can't say that for a fact, but a lot of women fear that.
Right.
Well, you ain't got to fear that at all. If you're a woman out there applying the wisdom and knowledge of God, you'll know how to get a man. And if you don't have a man that could put you in alignment with a man, then get up in the priesthood and have your camp leader find you a husband. I do it all the time. I'm currently looking for brothers and wives, and I'm trying to see what sisters can come out to Alabama and help build. We'll place you with somebody righteous, and as a nation, we'll hold them accountable. We'll hold each other accountable. We'll hold each other. That's real brotherhood. Is we hold each other accountable to do what we said we're going to do for the Lord so that we perfect in his eyes. We hold ourselves accountable here in the ISUPK. You had something to say?
I want to say, man, if we was just applying these laws and commandments like the Lord want us to do, our sister wouldn't even have no reason to want to do abortion.
They wouldn't give a damn.
Right.
So what you put Trump in office? They're afraid right now because Trump in office. What you got to be afraid for if you like you said was following the laws. So now they're gonna be unstable for a little bit. They're gonna be worrisome for a little bit. We cooling. Sisters have been here cooling. They love having babies.
Right.
They love. It's almost a little competition who be at the Passover with some more babies. I done brought him 3-4 sons.
Right.
You know, brothers be fighting each other in the UPK to display the best brotherhood. Nah, I got it. Take the water brothers out. The water to you. You can't even give a nigga a compliment. He got to throw it back. What the Lord like? All right. You got it. And we fighting to keep that. We're not saying that it's easy and it's automatic. We gotta fight to maintain that. We gotta fight to maintain that in New York. We gotta fight to maintain that in Texas. We gotta fight to maintain that in California, in Atlanta, in Alabama. Everywhere we at, we gotta let the standard be the standard according to wisdom and knowledge. Because it creates a sanctuary for us to be able to fall to as a people. Because other than that, it's straight savagery out here. It's straight savagery out here. And that's why the ranking order is so important, because it gives us within the stability, it gives us the order on how to execute it. Because right now the black community is finna go up. You finna have folks turning on each other left and right. They ain't gonna know what to do. It's gonna be some black folks out here afraid of this Trump era. You said, Salagi, sir, could I use Jeremiah 14:3 for our leaders telling our people to vote? Well, let's read it. Let's see. Let's read Jeremiah 14:3, then we're gonna wrap up the class.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 14, verse 3. And their nobles have sent their little ones to the water. They came to the pits and found no water. They returned with their vessels empty. They were ashamed and confounded and covered their heads.
So you gotta explain, like, what do you mean by, like, as far as voting? You gotta explain that before we can answer that. Like, how do you mean? How would you use it for voting? Read it again.
Oh my God. And their nobles have sent their little ones to the water. They came to the pits and found no water.
So their nobles, their leaders sent the people to the water. Go ahead.
Come on. They returned with their vessels empty.
And they returned with nothing, right?
Right.
Because there wasn't no water there. Right. Yeah, you're right. Our leaders have convinced us in this idea that there's some type of life in voting. And by us participating, we come back and we find that we get nothing in return. I mean, yeah, that could be used. There's other scriptures as well that we could talk about. But if you're gonna break that down, yeah, that's correct. That's not necessarily saying don't vote, but it's essentially saying that our leaders are throwing us a rope with nothing tied to it. You know what I'm saying? That is a good analogy. In the sense that we profit now. We're doing all this work and profit nothing. Because you got to think in that time, if you went down to the river to get some water, it's because we didn't have a water system like that. We had to go fetch our water. And so there was a lot of work involved. Imagine going all the way down to the river to get some water so you can wash yourself, eat, cook. There was a lot of water was used for a lot of things. And there was no water there. It would be a complete waste of time. And after a while, you begin to get hopeless. You begin to panic and think, oh man, well, we ain't got no water. Well, we in the time where we hopeless. And the idea and all that hope talk, we don't want to hear no more. We want to see results. And let me tell you, black people, something. Don't think Trump gonna somehow save you. Trump ain't about to save you. He played you like a politician is supposed to play you. And he playing the rest of America like that too. And with that, I'm going to pass the class to precinct officer Murad as my time. With that, shalom, Israel.
We are the Isupk, start off with 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rules for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister come into the school, they are off limit for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which a brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is the commandment, number 18, verse 21. Malachi 3, 8 and 10 means 10th in the Hebrew, ma'asher, 10% of every penny in any increase the Lord give you. Give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. We also got Hanukkah. It's coming up December the 25th as a holy convocation. Remind Akim and Aqua to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black, boot, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. All right, with that, the men of Israel Amajim, which means stand. We'll give a courtesy salute to the brothers. Men of Israel Amajim, Amashabat, Amajim, Barak, Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Barakatah.
It's courtesy salute to the teacher, and courtesy salute to the sister. We don't salute the brothers. We'll give a courtesy salute to the sisters. Man of Israel Amajim. You gotta go the teacher and the sisters.
We'll give a courtesy salute to the teachers and the sisters. Man of Israel Amajim. Amashabat, Amajim, Barak, Yahweh Shemar, Yahweh Hashem Yahshua, Amajim. With that, class dismissed.
Yeah, we gotta definitely work on that.